picture this, right? You've been standing in this absolutely soul-crushing line at the DMV for, what, 2 hours? Or maybe you're rushing to switch your health insurance just days before the open enrollment deadline. You finally get to the front, hand over your paperwork, and the clerk just shakes their head. You don't have the right document. It's a super high-stress scenario, and honestly, it catches countless couples completely off guard. Because here's the thing, whether you're dealing with a legal name change, trying to prove a major life event for health insurance, or just updating joint financial accounts, the rule is exactly the same. Having the correct official proof of your marriage is absolutely crucial. Without it, well, you're pretty much legally stuck in neutral. So welcome to this explainer. Our whole goal today is to completely demystify all that confusing bureaucratic jargon surrounding vital records. We're going to provide you with a foolproof, step-by-step guide to acquiring your marriage document quickly, efficiently, and most importantly, safely. Here's our quick roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll cover the document dilemma, then license versus certificate, preparing your request, navigating fees and timelines, avoiding scams, and finally, a quick summary and final steps. All right, let's dive right into sections 1 and 2, the document dilemma and license versus certificate. Okay, so the absolute biggest mistake people make is confusing these two very different documents. A marriage license is essentially just your legal permission. It's your ticket to marry. You get this before your wedding ceremony. But listen, a license alone doesn't actually mean you're legally married. It even expires. The marriage certificate, on the other hand, is the permanent legal record. That's only generated after your officiant actually performs the ceremony, signs the license, and returns all that paperwork to the state or county. But here's the real kicker. Third parties, like banks or the DMV, they usually only accept what's called a certified copy of that certificate. A standard photocopy you made on your home printer just won't cut it. And honestly, neither will the original unrecorded license. A certified copy is special. It's printed on secure paper, it features a raised seal or stamp, and it has an authorized signature to prove it's the real deal. Moving right along to Section 3, preparing your official request. If you followed these 4 universal steps, you are going to ensure a smooth, totally rejection-free application process. First up, identify the issuing authority, which is usually the specific county clerk where you were actually married. Second, gather your valid, unexpired government photo IDs. Third, complete the specific application form for that jurisdiction. And fourth, submit it with the correct fee. Easy enough, right? Now, when you're filling out that application, precision is literally everything. If you want the clerk to actually be able to locate your record in their massive archives, you have to provide exact details. We're talking the full pre-marriage names of both spouses, the exact date of the ceremony, the specific city, county, and state of marriage, your relationship to the registrants, and your exact purpose for requesting it. Let's transition over to Section 4, navigating applications and fees. So because the U.S. actually locks a centralized federal registry, the whole application process varies massively by state. It's kind of a Wild West out there. Look at Texas, for example. The State Vital Statistics Office only issues verifications, which aren't accepted as legal proof, so you literally have to march down to the local county clerk. In Florida, you can use the state registry, but there's a 60-day recording lag at the state level. And New York City, get this, marriage records under 50 years old are strictly confidential. As for the cost, standard fees for these certified copies generally fall into the $15 to $35 range. Pretty reasonable. But just a heads up, there might also be non-refundable search fees or a rush fee if you need it expedited fast. Payment usually requires a credit card online or, a check or money order if you're applying the old-fashioned way by mail. Now, there's actually a one step above a standard certified copy, and that is called an exemplified copy. You might need one of these if you're proving your marriage for international immigration purposes, or it may be in an out-of-state legal battle. It's basically a triple certified document guaranteeing its authenticity across jurisdictions. It actually features signatures from a deputy clerk, a presiding judge, and a final certification from the clerk confirming that judge's authority. It's the whole shebang. Which brings us to Section 5, avoiding delays and scams. Look, we all know that desperation breeds vulnerability. The Dudist ministers, who are a wedding officiant group that has pretty much seen it all, shared this stark warning. They say scammers actively prey on couples during this document retrieval phase. They use fake urgency and weird payment requests to try and trick you. As they say, scammers love these services because they can contact multiple victims with the click of one button. They want the easy target, so don't be an easy target. So, to protect yourself, never ever click on suspicious links sent by unverified third-party search services that are promising you rushed documents. A lot of these sites just steal your money, install malware, or charge you $50 for a form you literally could have downloaded for free. Always stick to official government.gov websites or authorized secure vital record portals like VitalCheck. All right, let's wrap things up with Section 6, Summary and Final Steps. Let's do a rapid recap so you know exactly what to do the second this explainer ends. First, know exactly which document you're asking for. Remember, you want a certified copy of the certificate. Second, locate your specific issuing county or state office. Third, gather your unexpired, valid photo IDs. Fourth, strictly use only official government channels or authorized portals. And finally, expect standard fees and processing timelines. I do need to toss in a quick professional disclaimer here. Legal procedures, state laws, and local fees absolutely fluctuate. You must always verify specific requirements directly with your local issuing authority to get the most up-to-date guidance. Just so you know, the information in this explainer is accurate as of August 28th, 2026. And with that, you've got the roadmap. You know the exact terminology to use, the pitfalls to avoid, and the exact steps to take. So the only question left is, are you ready to cut through all that bureaucratic red tape and secure the proof you need for your next big life milestone? Get out there, find your county clerk's website, and get it done. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.